We're the indie project Bee and Theo, and we've been living and travelling the world in vans for the past 6 years. We're currently renovating an abandoned stone barn in Portugal to turn into a beautiful tiny home for us and our cats Ginjey Bear and Furrnando. Follow our journey from the very beginning as we document the whole process of creating an off-grid home.
Good morning guys, it's another beautiful day here in Portugal. Yet again I'm up with the sunrise and today I'm treating myself a little bit. Got a chocolate croissant and lots of chores to be getting on with. It's not for you, it's for me, it's my breakfast. So I've just let the chickens out. I've had one bite of my chocolate croissant and there's a nice round hole there where you can see one of the chickens, when I let them out, as soon as I let them out, they spotted this and gave it a good old peck. So I need to eat this as soon as possible before any of the animals on the farm decide to eat it before me. So the next thing to do is to let the goats out. I absolutely love this part of the morning. Come on. Sit. 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 There's something so peaceful about waking up with sunrise and just walking around the property with your goats. It's just a really special feeling. And back when I used to live in the city and grew up in the city, I never imagined that this is where I would be today. There's something just beautiful about spending time with your animals, and the first thing I do is go and pick up some apples off the tree because I can use these as treats along the way. So if they're misbehaving or I just want to reward them, I can give them a little apple and they absolutely love it. Come on, goaties. Come on. Come on, Matilda. So you can probably see the goats behind me. We got loads of fresh bramble shoots growing up and the goats are amazing for keeping them down. So if you've got brambles on your property and you want to get rid of them, you don't want to use a strimmer, get yourself some beautiful goats. So I've actually finished all the chores for the morning, which is good. And yesterday I actually had to go to the doctor to get my tetanus booster because a while ago I had an incident with some rusty metal, so I had to have the tetanus jab. So obviously I had to go back and have the booster. So my arm's very sore today and I can barely lift it up. It's actually hurting quite a lot. So I'm not going to do anything physical today, but what I am going to do, because it's very requested, is get in the car and drive to the village house and give you guys an update of where we're at.
Whilst Theo's been outside working away in the hot sun, I've been trying to find ways to stay inside but still stay productive and creative in the meantime, and that's where today's sponsor comes in, which is Skillshare. If you don't know what Skillshare is, it's a fantastic online learning community with tons of different classes to suit absolutely anyone. I regularly turn to it to find creative ways to expand my knowledge, and at the moment I've been doing a really fun class. I've just completed a class by Maya Faber called Make Fun Gifts for Instagram and TikTok with animation in Procreate. It was a really fun challenge to draw my own ideas, turn them into GIFs and then upload them onto Giphy. And now I can see them on Instagram, which is cool. So if you search for the Indie Projects on Instagram, you can see the GIFs that I made by learning how to do it on Skillshare. New premium classes are launched on Skillshare every single week, and it's also ad-free, meaning that you don't get interrupted when you're in the zone of learning new things. I'm really happy to say that Skillshare is giving our community a 1-month free trial of Skillshare Premium. All you need to do is click the link in our description or use the code THEIndieProjects. I hope you enjoy using Skillshare just as much as I do.
So I've just arrived at the village house and I wanted to show you guys the back entrance and the back door to the property, because in the last video there was a lot of questions and confusion and mystery about this door and where it actually goes. And this door leads out onto another road where we've got a car parking space, and it's actually really useful for getting deliveries of building materials that we can bring straight in to the main floor that we're working on. To enter the main part of the house, you enter through the front door on a completely different road, and you can see the height of the doorway is definitely Portuguese size. It's like a little hobbit door to enter through the back entrance. So as you can see, we haven't done anything on the courtyard or anything on the outside of the property at all. We have, however, completed some things on the inside that I'm excited to show you, but we're going to leave the outside until the inside is completed. So not much has changed in this room. This I would consider the second living room. The main living room is further downstairs, so we're now on the second story. But what I love about this living room is it's just filled with light. We got 2 really big windows that open all the way up. You can get a really nice breeze. It almost feels like you're kind of outside a little bit in this room. So one of the things that we were considering to do with this room is maybe change it from the second living room to a bedroom. So you got all that light, feels really nice place to go to sleep. And then this other room behind me that is the actual bedroom that is quite small, turn that into almost like a walk-in wardrobe closet area. One of the things we definitely need to change is this strip light, because no one wants to feel like they're in an office when they're in their house. I'm not really sure why this strip light's here, but we're going to change it for some really pretty lights with some lampshades. This room's quite unique because it starts off flat here but then slopes down. So it would be ideal for a bedroom, I think. So as you can see, if you come through into this small little bedroom, it's really cozy in here, but it is quite cramped for a bedroom. And I think maybe back in the day when they were building these houses and lived in them, they were small for a reason, probably to keep the heat in. You've got these curtains to maybe trap the warmth in the evening times throughout the winter. But also in the summer, you can open them up and it can feel more open planned and maybe get a breeze into here. But I just think this will probably work better for a walk-in wardrobe. Let me know in the comments what you think we should do with this room. I'm just sitting here with the windows open, listening to the hustle and bustle of the village life because we're situated right in the centre, next to the church, so you might even hear the church bells go off, and I'm just really stoked from all the comments that you guys left on the previous video, how excited you are about this project. And I think it's really cool because not everyone wants to come to Portugal, buy a farm, have animals and have to maintain huge pieces of land. So this is a different way that you could move to Portugal and live the village life. It's very peaceful, there's lots of people around, everyone's really friendly, and you've got everything on your doorstep. So a lot of you guys really wanted to look outside at the street where we're actually located. So you can see here, it's a cobblestone street, and if you look all the way down, you got beautiful views overlooking the hills. So I actually learned a lot about this house from you guys in the comments, and one of the things I learned was this cork here was used as a store, which makes perfect sense because this was located right by the open fire in the kitchen area. So I imagine they used to sit on this cork stool and then use this big cast iron cauldron to cook their food in. So one of the main updates that we've done to this house so far is the bathroom. It looks really nice if I say so myself, and I'm going to show you that really shortly. But I'm going to go up to the attic because I learned another thing from the comments and I want to show you guys what it was. So the item in question is down here, and I thought it was maybe like a food sharing thing where you'd put the food in this bowl and then you'd share it and you'd have your own little bowl throughout here. I wasn't really sure what it was at all, but I've been told by a lot of you guys that this is actually a warming device to keep you warm. So I had it the wrong way around. So the bowl is upright and I've got this the wrong way around. So if you take this out the equation, flip this round like that, and then put this in here, you would put the hot coals from your fire in this and it would keep under the table warm. And I guess you'd put your feet under these holes maybe to warm your feet. A lot of people said that also the tablecloth would come all the way down the table around this, keeping the heat under the table. It's a pretty crazy device, and it makes sense because you can actually see here that there's some charring along this area where it's actually burnt the wood. The one thing I can't understand is having the hot coals in this in your house outside of the open fire. How do you not get carbon monoxide poisoning? So let me know once again in the comments. So I feel like we've made really good progress on this village house so far, but as you guys know, we've had a lot on our plate with the renovation of the barn conversion and working on our farm. If this was in the UK and I bought this house to develop and sell on or rent out or put on Airbnb, I would do it as quickly as possible and get it right back on the market because it costs so much just to own the property. But here in Portugal, it's a very different story. We are in no rush to get this done because the house can just sit here. Meanwhile, the house prices are actually going up quite rapidly in Portugal. But also, what's great is the council tax, the electricity bill, and all of them kind of utilities are so much cheaper here. So it's not a real stress to get it done and get it straight back on the market. Having said that, we do want to get this house completed and back on the market or ready for rental by this time in the spring, summer of next year. So we've got our work cut out, but I'm definitely sure we can do it. And I'm currently standing in the bathroom. This is the biggest project that we've done in here so far, and it looks completely different. It's been completely transformed. Even the door into the bathroom looks so much better just by adding a few strips, gluing and nailing onto the door, just making it look more modern and sleek. I'm so stoked with how this bathroom has turned out. It is a complete transformation. You can see this lovely feature colour we've decided to go for on the walls, but also the lovely white subway tiling to really bring it in to the modern age. It looks just really sleek, and it's a lovely place to come sit on the throne, or enjoy a nice warm bath or a shower. So there is a few things that we still need to complete in here, but not many at all, probably a day's work at best. And one of them is this here. We're going to swap this out from a plastic because it's faded and it's gone yellow. We're going to swap this out for a porcelain one probably, or just a nicer looking white plastic one. Over there on the back of the door, we want to add a nice towel rack. And over here, we have this old mirror that was left. So we'll either repurpose this mirror and pop it on the wall, or we'll go and find a really nice mirror that suits this modern look that we're going for. We're thinking maybe a gold mirror would really stand out and look really lovely. So as you can see, I am now standing in the kitchen, and the kitchen will go through a very similar transformation as the bathroom. You can see behind me over here we have the very traditional Portuguese like sink and unit that they normally have in a lot of the houses. We're going to rip that out and we're going to make it a lot more modern, bright, airy, possibly use the same subway tiles. The tiles in here are very dated and not very nice. The fridge came with this house, so we're going to keep that to keep the cost down, and we're going to build the kitchen around this. As I said, a much more modern kitchen, really nice units, maybe quite open. We installed the boiler and the washing machine already. Unfortunately, the walls in this house are not perfectly straight because it's a stone building, just like our barn conversion. It's just a bigger stone building, so all the walls are nice and curvy. So unfortunately I'm going to have to install another kitchen on a curvy wall, which means lots of scribing, but maybe one day I will install a kitchen against a flat wall and that'll be nice and easy. But I think this is going to look really nice, and like I said before, the kitchen and the bathroom are probably the two most important things when you're adding value to a property. So one of the big questions was about this particular bedroom not having any traditional windows. It does, however, have a skylight that brings in natural light, which is pretty cool, but it is a pokey little room, and you guys wanted to know, could we add a window into this room? The answer is no, because this is a terraced house, so beyond this wall there is another house, and beyond the other wall, the other side of the hallway, there is another house, so there's no way to make windows within the middle of the house. However, what I would do with this room is turn it into a study or a home office. So we are now on the ground floor, which used to be the commercial unit that was the old hairdressers slash barber shop. And you can see what we've done down here is just painted this door up. It's just got an undercoat on it so far, we're going for like a modernish grey colour to really kind of set off the accents around the door frames and the windows and make it really pop. It goes really nicely with like the white walls, but also the rustic ceilings that we've got in here as well. I'm not entirely sure what we're going to do with this area. It's kind of a brilliant storage area. It could make a really nice workshop for someone, or I don't know, a studio of some sort. Maybe the walls could do with touching up probably in places, a little bit of plaster, so I might have to do that. But apart from that, I think we'll probably just leave it as is. Let me know in the comments what you think we should do with this room. I absolutely love these big double doors into the living room area on the first floor. We got the windows above. A lot of you guys said these windows above were to let airflow through the building without actually opening the doors, but these windows, they are fixed windows, they don't open at all. But you can see on the doors they've had a lick of paint and they look so much nicer. It goes so nicely again with the white walls and the vibe that we're going for. We've got the lovely wooden floors as well and the darker ceiling. So everything's just tying in really nicely with that modern, rustic vibe that we're going for. We're probably going to go for this coloured paint throughout the whole building. So on the second floor as well, probably going to go for the same colour and just make it neutral throughout. But yeah, it looks really, really nice. So it's a little bit of a building site in here because we've moved everything into the centre of the room so we don't get paint on it. But you can see again, we've used the same colour on all of the skirting boards and the surrounds. Before this it was quite a bizarre orange colour. It was like an orangey, darker brown colour, and it just wasn't very inviting. It felt a bit dark, a bit dingy, but now it's a lot more bright and airy and a lot nicer place to be. Okay, so on to the master bedroom. We haven't actually started anything in here, but you can see what a nice big size room it is. It's actually huge for a bedroom, to be fair, in a Portuguese house. There's loads of little nooks and crannies and really nice places to store stuff in here. And we have grand plans for this bedroom, so you just have to make sure you keep watching the videos to see what we do with this place. So I'm now back on the farm. I really hope you guys enjoyed that little update video, showing you around the village house of what we've got up to and what we've done so far. There's so much more to come. I'm sure you guys are going to really find the videos interesting when we come to do more, but my priority is really on the stone barn conversion here on the farm and getting that finished before put any more effort into the village house. So hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. And catch me on the next video where I'll be getting on with plenty more stuff here on the land.